Hey, my beautiful bitches, it's me, Fiona St. James, and welcome to another episode of Fiona's Coffee Talks. And as always, I like to start off every day with a fresh, hot, black cup of coffee. Hold the cream! I'd love to. And of course, I think of my favorite quote of the century by Oscar Wilde, which says, "Life is too important to be taken seriously, so lighten up, folks." So today's topic is, drumroll please, 2026 preview. Yay! All right, so let me just start off by saying today is February 1st. This video will air on this Friday coming up the 6th. I hope you've noticed that I've been a little quiet. Like the last video that I aired was the end of December, and that was like my 2025 review, because since I always do these three-part series, I feel like throughout the year I'm not really talking about what's going on because I'm focused on that. So that's why I always love the preview video at the beginning and the review video at the end. So, but as life would be, sometimes in life you go through times where like suddenly you're like you have a lot on your plate or you're overwhelmed, a lot of it good, some of it, it's what it is. It's life. We all have shit going on. So I like towards the end of last year was already feeling a little bit like I have a lot going on, and I had all these videos that I was going to actually film, because with my little shorts, a lot of times, like if I say something that I think is funny, I text it to myself, and then once I get to about 60 videos, I will just take a weekend, film all of them, do all the editing, and then I'm set for a few months, and then you post them as need be. So I had about 50 to do, and I don't know how I did it, but I all of a sudden accidentally deleted the text thread to myself, which kind of freaked me out because there was no way of getting it back. And I was like, shoot. But what was kind of interesting was at that point I was already feeling like posting 7 days a week like I've been doing for the last few years, because normally, even if it's just that I take a picture, I'll make multiple copies of it, try to make a story out of it, put music to it, put text, and then versus just taking a picture and just posting a picture. Nothing wrong with that, but in terms of my creativity, that's not how I do it. But I was already like at the point where I needed to film them, but I had so much going on that I kept putting it off, and then that accident happened, and I was sort of like, well, sometimes in life, especially as a Pisces, if a decision is made for me, kind of makes life easier. So, and I was able to like still get through the year with what I had and things, but even towards the ending of last year, it wasn't 7 days a week anymore. And then it's like I posted New Year's Day, and then all of a sudden, here it is exactly a month later, and I haven't posted or done a video or done anything in that time. Now, I have been busy because I joined a second choir because I sing with Manhattan Plaza Choir where I live. But I think I may have mentioned this at the review video, but that was kind of wonderful. But that sort of like took up a lot of time. I start with them again this week, and then I joined yet a different choir, uh, which I started last week. And I just kind of wanted the month of January off. And I initially thought that I would like do a video at that point saying, I'm going to take a month off. But then I kind of thought, no, I'll do it at the end, because even at that point, like, I take care of my elderly parents. That's a lot of stress. Other family members are going through things, health issues, my own physical therapy on different body parts. Old age sucks. I ain't gonna lie to you. But you go through all of these things, and then just like the whole world that we're living in, like the whole administration and political shit, which I try not to get too political. I don't with my social media, but all of that on top of everything else that one has going on, and myself personally, it became a little overwhelming, and I just kind of thought something's got to give. So it occurred to me at that moment, I just need a month off. So this past month has actually been kind of wonderful because it's been a bit reflective. It's made me like rethink how do I want to do things. And like, look, even if you look at my hair, like this is my natural hair. You can see all the gray, and normally I straighten my hair. I use relaxer. I have for like 40 years. And so last month I was like, I'm not straightening it. I'm not putting color in, and I chopped it all off. Now, I love the whole natural look and all of that, but the reality is, like, not that I was letting myself go by any means, but I just sort of wanted to take a break from things, including, you know, the process, because it is a process that I go through. But it occurred to me like towards the end of last week, I was like, okay, February's coming up. What do I want to do with it? So that's where I've come to the realization that yes, I miss doing this because it has always helped my mental health. And I think because I had so much going on and I did feel a little overwhelmed, then I instead, and then when that faux pas happened, that suddenly I deleted everything I was supposed to record, that what I should have done was taken that as a way to say no, do the videos because it's what helps me. You know, it keeps me sane. But instead, I think I went the other route where like I let everything else get the best of me. And that's okay. I'm only human. So what I'm going to do moving forward is like with my YouTube channel, I was doing every other week, like every other Friday, and then I would do the topics. I don't know that I want to, I haven't really thought, like, do I want to think of three more topics? And then it occurred to me, no, the way to like find that happy medium is because I'm not giving up my channel or social media, but instead of posting every other week, I think what I'll do is the first Friday of every month, which is why this will air the first Friday in February, and just sort of do like a recap of the month or like talk about stuff that is pertinent for the month that we just finished versus like, talking about specifically my life and these certain topics. And then in terms of the other social media, yeah, I love doing these shorts, but even posting 7 days a week because I put a little more work into it than just posting a picture. Uh, the time has not it's not been on my side, and now that I'm joining at this other choir, like, this is important to me, but I need to find that happy balance. So the happy medium would be, instead of posting 7 days a week, maybe doing 3 4 days a week. So that's going to be, I believe, what I'm going to do. Everything's subject to change, so you'll see, we'll see this Friday. And by then, I would have posted a couple of videos this week and then kind of get back into it and figure out the logistics. Like, I want to do every other day, like, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, or how I want to do that. So it's still sort of like a work in progress in my mind, but at least I know that I still want to do it because there was a real moment there where I was like, I just don't know that I even care to do it anymore, which is not me at all. And I think part of it also is like these days when you go on social media, you're bombarded with all of this shit that's happening with this administration, which I don't want to talk too much about it, but just to say I don't agree with a lot of what they're doing. A lot of us don't. And then you just, even though you are aware of what's going on, it's like you put the news on, you put social media on, and that's all you hear. And it just, with all the other stuff that I had going on, it just became a bit much for me. And I was like, I haven't even really been on. So, but I'm back. Good to be back. And uh, what was really lovely about it was I was thinking about this the end of last week, where I was like, okay, I need to decide what I want to do. And then I realized I still want to continue with this. And just so happened that the last few days, about half a dozen friends reached out to me. You know how you have friends that like maybe you don't talk every minute, but you text. And uh, but then a few friends called me and they were like, girl, are you okay? Because I guess they're used to me posting every day. And because I haven't posted in a month, they suddenly thought something was wrong. So that actually made me feel good to know that, like, okay, I guess people are like, listening to what you have to say. And I'd like to think I have a point of view. So that was reassuring. And the timing of it was such that that all happened, like today is Sunday, February 1st. I started getting the phone calls and text messages like Thursday, Friday. And it was Thursday, the day that I decided, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to execute it this weekend and do a plan and like start, working with content and seeing what I could come up with. So I want to thank those people that did reach out, and I'm fine. I am fine. But sometimes you just kind of want to be a little quiet to your own thing. But and then you're gonna come back. So I'm back. All right, guys, don't forget thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not. Tell your friends. Follow all my social media, which is Fiona St. James. Saints is not spelled out ST, no period after the T. And I look forward to seeing everyone soon. Oh, and P.S. little side note. I think I'm going to straighten my hair and color it again. You know, Natural is good and all, but girl, I like my bangs and I miss my bangs. But I'm a better person for having done it, and I love that I've been sporting this look, but I want my old look back. Okay, bye.